Hello, 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 crossroads, witches, and other interesting magical beings. So happy to see everyone here today. And I'm going to start with, I'm really excited because we're talking about one of the oldest forms of magic and one of my most favorite forms of magic. And it's the Book of Psalms. I know the title up there gave it away and people are like, witchcraft and Psalms, how do they do it? I'm going to talk to y'all about that. First, I want to start with the Book of Psalms. It is a book of songs and poems. I have notes so that I can stay on track with this, all right? The Psalms have been used in witchcraft and folk magic for centuries, all right? And magical practitioners understand that the power of these verses is not in religious dogma, but in the vibration and the intention of the words themselves. Y'all listen to what I'm saying, all right? If you're thinking, the Psalms are Christian, let me tell you, they're not. If you're thinking, they say that the witchcraft in the Bible. No, they don't. And if you want me to further on that, I'm going to start with the Jewish Study Bible, one of my other favorite books on learning more contents about what sacred scripture, what is actually said or written about in the Bible versus what people like to repeat out of context. So I'm going to start with going back to history, the history of the Psalms. The Psalms themselves were written by King David, King Solomon, and some other really wise folks. And when we talk about King David, I'm not talking about just some guy laying around in fancy robes. King David was a mystical, magical person. We know that. We know about his own foray into occultism, into working with spirits, into protection work as well. One of the things we know about David was his divine magic was connected through music and words, the Psalms, all right? And throughout history, witches, folk healers, cunning folk across cultures have used the Psalms in spells, incantations, and protective rites. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Jewish communities in the Ottoman Empire used the Psalms as part of their protective rituals. Over in Ethiopia, the Orthodox Christian community has their own mystical practices involving these ancient words, blending them into their magical traditions. And down at New Orleans, voodoo practitioners incorporate the Psalms into their spiritual workings, using them for protection, blessings, and even to call spirits. And of course, when we get into the later stage of hoodoo and into Southern conjure, Appalachian, into our powwow magics, our Pennsylvania Dutch, all of that, we use the Psalms, folks. All right? And what we know is the power is in the words, not the religion. And I know sometimes for some of y'all coming out of a highly indoctrinated environment, and you want to just throw it all out. You're like, I don't want to hear nothing else about this Abrahamic religion. I want to hear nothing about Christianity. This ain't got nothing to do with it. All right? Yes, later on the Christians did incorporate it. Yes, later on the Christians did go back, read the Bible, and make some of their own interesting interpretations. All right, but the Psalms are not Christian. I just want to blah all that out there for y'all. All right? The beauty of the Psalms is that they're universal. Anyone who does magic can tap into them. I like to think of them as verbal sigils. Think about that. You know, we often talk about the written sigil. What about the verbal sigil? What about the power of the words themselves creating? Now, the other thing that I know trips up a lot of people, and I've talked with folks about this, is where you feel funny, you're not so sure about using this word God or this word Lord. Well, don't worry. Let me tell y'all just a little something that I know. All right? The original Hebrew text uses words like Elohim, which translates more accurately to the divine powers, the mighty ones. All right? It is a pluralized form. And that later, when the text, and you can find this out in the Jewish Study Bible, where we can learn that divinity has lots of names, lots of aspects. Divinity is its whole pantheon on it. But when they were doing these translation of the text, instead of using all these different names, they started using one, God. And they just put it all through the text. All right? And if you go back and put in the original translations, actually you find out first it makes more sense. Secondly, you resonate with it. And one of my favorite books in regards to this is Prayers of the Cosmos. It's a wonderful little book. Reflections on the original meaning of Jesus's words. Neil Douglas Klotz on it. And he really gets into depth what I just blurted into a paragraph about. The word God is new. We put that later on. The original sacred text, the original Bible itself, didn't use that word. Oh, so what is the closest translation we can get to it is Mother, Father of the Cosmos. So when you're using the Psalms, you can go back where you see the word God, and you can put down the divine powers. You can put down the mighty ones. You can put down the Mother, Father of the Cosmos. You can put down the one of the universe. There's so many phrases that I think in the end we have like 76 recognized aspects of divinity that the names are all recorded. But God ain't one of them. Gotcha on that one where y'all are sitting back, you know? And this is where, like I said, creator of the cosmos, the universe, divine spirits. What you are not bound by old translations. Oh, it's a moment. All of a sudden you're rethinking the Psalms. You know, instead of our Father who art in heaven, it's our Mother, Father of the cosmos, who is the divine universe. We can all get behind that, I think. And that this is about you really resonating with the words. And it's okay to change a couple of the words. Now, a lot of times, y'all, I got to turn my page, where people are feeling like, well, what am I supposed, now that I know all this, what do I do? How do I go about learning how to use, Psalmatic, magic of the Psalms. It is one of our ancient grimoires, and I'm going to give another shout out because y'all see I got a little stack of books here. If you want to know more about ancient grimoires, a history of magic books, Owen Davies, this is a very dense academic book, but he goes through a lot of our modern occult grimoires from the 15th, 16th, 17th centuries, and they include the Psalms, Cornelius Agrippa, the 3 books of occult philosophy, Psalms, all right, the Golden Dawn, Psalms, actually Aleister Crowley, Psalms, they all used them, all right, this ain't anything new and out there. This is something, like I said, folk magic, hoodoo, Southern conjure. We use, and some of us use New Testament. I'm part of, use the Old Testament group. And again, that's all on you. But the use of the Psalms in magic. And I'm going to give a couple of examples talking about them. And another one of my favorite Psalms is a Psalm of protection, and that is Psalm 121. The way to do this, if you want my notes, by the way, they'll be on houseofwitchcraft.com, because you'll be like, what did she say? I love Psalm 121 for protection. When I can feel like something sort of poking on the edges, this is a working I really like to do. And I get a white candle. Your color, your choice. For me, white is purity and protection. So that's how I use it. And I sit there and I just visualize a complete shield of light around me. And again, recite Psalm 121 out loud. I'm going to read a verse. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the creator of the cosmos, the maker of heaven and earth. Isn't that beautiful? And you can read the rest of Psalm 121 again. You don't have to use the word God. You don't have to use the word Lord. There are so many other translations that are so more accurate than those, all right? But sit and go through these words. Read through the Psalm 121. You know, you may need to read through it 2, 3, 4 times until you really feel that light coming up around you. Till you really feel the power of the divine surrounding you. And for me, it's very important that I speak them loudly. I speak them clearly. I speak them thoughtfully. I speak them mindfully. I speak them with intention. I speak them with focus. Where, get all up in it is what I'm saying. Where you just believe every word you're saying. And that's the key to working the Psalms. And when I'm done with it, I'll let my candle finish burning down, and I feel it. I know it's there with me. And this is something that is a rinse and repeat, meaning that, that's only going to last. You got to keep working it, is what I'm saying. And depending on your situation, what's going on with you, you may feel like you need to do it weekly. You may feel like you need to do it monthly. You may feel like you need to do it on an as-needed basis. This is tuning into how you're feeling about that shield of protection that you've created. Another one I'm going to talk about is, this is one of my secrets that I'm telling y'all. Psalm 65. Whenever I need to get my pocket straight, whenever I need little prosperity type things, a little bit of a financial boost, Psalm 65 has always done me right. And I'm going to, again, go to houseofwitchcraft.com. You don't have to try to write everything down as fast as I'm talking right now. But Psalm 65 prosperity ritual. I always do it on a Thursday. I like to do it preferably in the late afternoon, right around twilight. That's my own preference. Thursday is a day of abundance. I use a green candle. I like to get me just a little cinnamon. Cinnamon's good for wealth. And I get a $5, $10, $20, or $50 bill. I do not use a $1 bill for this working. And this, again, is just my own on it, where I'm wanting more than a dollar bill. All right. I need a 50. I need stacks of 50s type attitudes. So I put a 50 down and this is what I want. All right. What I do now is I anoint my candle with a little bit of olive oil. It's just put a little on your fingers and roll the candle through, just enough to make it sticky, not drippy. And then I will put my cinnamon on a paper plate, sprinkle it out, and I roll the candle back and forth across it so that I'm getting some of that cinnamon up on my candle. I take my bill, I put it between my hands, hold on to it, start thinking about, again, focus, intention, where am I making sure this is what I want. I want it, I need it, I got to have it, all right? Don't be justifying your prosperity. I'm a good person, I deserve this. Yeah, universe don't care if you're good or not. If not, then that orange turd wouldn't have all that money. But this is about you seeing it around you, seeing the prosperity, seeing the wealth around you. Making sure you're in that focused headspace, all right? Now, you're going to recite Psalm 65, light your candle, and if you want to, set your space up however y'all feel, that's your space, your magic, do you, boo, but set your space so that you've got that quiet place for focus, and that you're not going to be disturbed, don't be, the kids are in the background playing and TV's blaring. Go sit someplace quiet, even if it's in your closet, your bathroom, in your backyard. All right, now, I'm going to do a little change on words so y'all can hear. Psalm 65. The streams of the creator of the universe are filled with water to provide the people with grain. For so you have ordained it. And then it goes on. Like I said, I'm just doing a little bit of line to show you how when you put in a more accurate phraseology of divinity, that those words just start jumping in energy is all I'm saying. All right. You are going to recite Psalm 65 until you feel that energy building. Until you feel it. Until you feel that heat on that bill. You know it's there. You're going to take it, you're going to put it in your pocket. Let the candle burn out, set up your space and everything. And at that point, let it go. Don't worry about it. The universe is going to be working on it. All right. This isn't like all of a sudden there's a knock on a door. I tell people typically 3 days. I always magic numbers 3579. But it's going to take, and it's going to work, and it's going to do it, and you're going to get a little something out of it. All right. The other psalm that I like to use a lot is Psalm 6. Psalm 6 is a healing psalm. And, this one's, I'm trying not to get into it because I have done this psalm with people. And also sometimes when we talk about healing, we're not talking about them getting well and coming home. Sometimes when we're talking about healing, it's about preparing them for the spiritual journey. Sometimes healing is dying. All right. I do want to give that one because I'm just like I have memories on this, and I love this psalm. I use it quite a bit. I like to use this with a blue candle and a piece of amethyst. You're going to write the name of the person that wants healing onto a piece of paper. You are going to then put that your candle, your amethyst, your paper on a little tray on your altar, but you are going to recite Psalm 6 while visualizing light surrounding the person, healing them from the inside out. And again, you can shift the language. Have mercy on me, creator of the cosmos, for I am faint. Heal me. Mother, father of all, for my bones are in agony. And continue on with the verses themselves. I will recite this over and over and over and over and build energy and build energy and build energy and until the candle's significantly burned out. I normally use a small candle. I don't use the big ones when I'm doing these type of workings, but I really want to bring that energy up. When I'm done, I will either give the amethyst. And while I'm doing it, I take the piece of paper and burn it in the flame when I'm saying it. I forgot that part. I burn the name to the paper, and then if possible, I give the amethyst to the person. If for some reason I can't give that to the person, then I put it on my own personal altar where I will periodically pray over that stone as a connection to that person. So, what do y'all think of that? I want to hear y'all's comments, all right? And how you feel about using the Psalms in witchcraft. Because like I was saying, this isn't a religion. It's not about religion. It's about those verbal sigils, those power of those words, and knowing that the people that originally wrote these words were mystical, magical people. And they left it for all of us. They did not leave the Psalms with a little inclusion-exclusion list. Only you can use them, you can't. That's not how it works, all right? Divinity's there for all of us. All the expressions of divinity are valid, and we can have a relationship with them. And let me get my end notes here. Where am I at? Oh shoot, I can't find them. So we're not going to worry about it, witches. What I am going to tell you is the Psalms are amazing. And when you start going down that deep diving into that knowledge of them, you just find layer after layer after layer of magic. And I hope this inspires some of you who are so inclined to open up and look at the book of Psalms, to look at the Abrahamic scripture with a whole different set of eyes, and to see that it is there for all of us. So of course I'm going to say, what am I supposed to say? Oh, hit the subscribe, hit the like, all right? And I know that we've had some new folks that have signed up for our House of Witchcraft newsletter. I'm so excited when we have new people. All you have to do is go to houseofwitchcraft.com. The prompt will come up for you to put your email address in. It's a free newsletter. Everybody is welcome to receive it. We are an inclusive community, and we want people to come in. If you want to know more about me, you can sign up for the 13 Moons Academy. We have weekly Zoom chats. We also have rituals and other activities going on. And of course, on the first Thursday of every month, we open up our Zoom room to the community. Anyone can come free of charge. You can come and sit and chat with us. And I hope to see you there. And in the meantime, witches, you are the magic. Don't you ever doubt that. All right? You go look in the mirror. You are the magic. Just the way you are right now. You are beautiful. And your imperfectly perfect life is a work in progress. And tomorrow and the next day and the next day are gonna be even better. And with that said, get out there, fly those brooms, have a bright, blessed day. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and ebabo.